Seven Trumpets Prepper. Guys, in this video today, I'm going to cover a topic that I've wanted to cover for a long time, and I've just never really felt comfortable talking about it on this channel till now, and that's divorce. From somebody that's went through divorce, I can tell you firsthand things that hopefully will be a help to you, will uplift you, and be a warning as well. I'm also going to be making a video about spiritual divorce from Babylon and Rome, okay? Because that's a whole video just focused on religious aspect of things, getting away from spiritual Babylon. But when it comes to actual physical divorce, it is one of the most painful things you'll ever go through in your entire life. You'll lose loved ones, jobs, friends, whatever, you name it. But there is something about divorce that is absolutely one of the most devastating things you'll ever face in your life. There's nothing that really can prepare you for it. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know how to, if what I'm going to say and explain and show you today is even can knock the edge off the pain, okay? With that said, the last thing I'm prompting, I'm going to get right into I've got a ton of notes I want to go over with you guys of things I've just thought on for a long time, is that there is a lot of people out there, people in life in general, elders, wise people, teachers, pastors, you name it. I've heard a lot of people speak on divorce over the years, but I'm going to tell you something. Unless you've been in the box, you have no idea the depth of it, even from being outside the box. I don't care if you're one of the wisest people in the world. Unless you've been through it, you just don't know. And what I mean by that is somebody dies and people say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for you, man. I feel your pain." It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know what that person's going through. You may even lost loved ones yourself, but you don't know the depth of what that person's going through in their own life. You can get an idea, but you really don't know. And I hope that makes sense where I'm about to go with this. Because I'm going to tell you real quickly my personal journey, and then I'm just going to lay the hammer down. Me and my wife met when we were in high school, my ex-wife, excuse me, and loved her a lot. Still ever wish her well in life. I wish her all the love and happiness, great success. I'm not going to bash my ex-wife in this video. What I want to say, the reason I want to point out our journey is because that it's going to lead into a video coming later about divorcing from spiritual Babylon, is that my wife's a pure woman. I had never been with anybody, had a lot of opportunity, just wanted to be with, do it right, got with her, we got married, had a family, the whole story, the whole normal American story. But in 2009, when I left Babylon, when I left the church house, and started following the way in the Torah, something fundamentally changed in our marriage. And I'm not bashing my wife, just there was a lot of things that it seemed like compiled until it led eventually to us going down separate paths in our life. Divorce is one of the hardest things in the world to ever go through. Leaving spiritual Babylon is as painful, if not even more. Okay, divorcing from false religion, all that stuff. Those are killers to the soul. All right, they change you. There's something that changes in you, changes in the dynamic of life. It changes everything. And sometimes, folks, you just can't come back from that. Okay, and so anyway, me and my ex-wife, we're living separate lives now, and I wish her well in hers. And I'm going to tell you, there is a brighter tomorrow. All right. But you got to understand that when you go through a divorce, you're going to add up everything you think you're going to lose. You're going to really try to think this through. Like, well, I'm going to lose this, I'm going to lose that, I'm going to lose this, I'm going to lose that. And whatever you think you're going to lose, you take that, you multiply that by a factor of 3, and that's what you're going to actually really lose. All right. So you take your wildest fantasy of what you think you might lose, and you times that by 3, and that's probably what will really eventually come down the pipe to you, okay? But when you get to that point, and I don't encourage divorce, people I wish so badly that I went to counseling at the end of my marriage, even though that the result may have been the same. It would have calmed the emotional roller coaster ride out the exit ramp. And I'm going to tell you something. People, anybody that's went through a divorce, people get divorces. They go their separate paths. People judge them. They hammer them. Listen to me. The only sin I find in Scripture that can't be forgiven is blasphemy of the set apart spirit. All right. Everybody's sinned out here in this world. Everybody's fallen short of the grace of the Most High Yah. So let me tell you something. When people start that hate train, just shut that mess down in a minute. All right. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right. But when you go through a divorce, the only thing I can tell you is if you're going through it, I'm not encouraging divorce. Oh my gosh, if at all possible, try to save your marriage. Try to save your marriage because at one point you loved that person, all right? And you probably still love that person. Is you've got to ask yourself one question. One question. Is the thought of the unknown greater than the thought of the known? And if you say yes, you've already checked out. It's over. It's out. I mean, there's nothing more that can be said to that. I mean, that is the fundamental, pivotal, pinnacle turning point in a marriage, a relationship, a job, faith, is like I was saying in that video about checking out spiritual Babylon, divorcing from that, is when you feel that burning of the set apart spirit in your soul, and you say, I gotta leave this institution, this ain't right anymore. The thought of the unknown just then became greater than the thought of the known, and you're out. That's it. You can keep going to worship service, you can keep sitting there going through the motions, but you're out, man. You're out. Now, the things that get affected when you go through a divorce, I'm going to tell you these four right here are the full apex of everything that goes on. Spiritually, you're affected. I'm going to tell you, I felt so lost, so wicked, so cut off during the divorce process. I'm telling you, people do not understand the mental, spiritual, physical side effects of going through divorce. You just don't. Sitting here years down the road now, clarity, sure, but not then. All right? It's a roller coaster ride. The physical detriment to your health, you'll lose. Some people gain weight, some people lose weight, some people's blood pressure goes out the roof. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You're financially, not to mention, men that go through child support issues. You're going to lose all sorts of financial things. You're going to lose social status. You're going to lose friendships. And listen, I'm going to tell you, people that check out of your life when you go through the hardest time of your life, adios, amigos. Forget them. Forget them. You didn't need them. All right? They're toxic. Let them go. And then people walk out your life, you let them go. Don't reach back out, try to pull them back. Just let them go. All right? And listen, you got to let go of your pride. You got to let go of ego. I wish so badly I'd have just tried not to worry about my pride and just let it go, because I knew when I went through divorce, like this YouTube channel, people would blast me. In personal walk in life and ministry, people would blast me. And just the list goes on and on and on. And it did. And I got all hurt up over it. And I should have just been like, whatever. And I can do that now because I'm on ninja level. But I wasn't on ninja level 2 years ago. All right? And, people, you've got to understand, I've seen other people go through divorce. It may be the ex-husband, it may be the ex-wife, will literally try to destroy you. Your future relationships, they'll try to control you financially. They'll try to control every aspect of your life. No matter how defiant you are, no matter what you do, I've seen people's lives completely train wrecked. I mean, like, what? One thing I take great pride in between me and my ex-wife is when we parted ways, we made sure that Jonathan had free will to come and go between our lives. That he has life insurance between both of us. He has a future waiting on him. My son, I'm so proud of my boy. Out of everything that went on for 13 years of marriage, even though after 13 years something went off the rails, not to mention 3 years of dating my wife before that, my son is my greatest achievement in life under salvation. Believing in Messiah, because I seen him the other day. It was me, my mother and father, and him sitting in a room talking the other day, and he was talking about he didn't want to be a freeloader in life. He wanted to get out and work hard. I mean, he became an adult man. He's already got him a job lined up at 16 that's going to pay phenomenal. doing aquatics work, and he already runs him a small aquatics business. And I'm so proud of him. I just cannot overly state how proud. And I'm not just saying that because he's my kid. I'm just like, it blows me away how driven he is. And I always worried when I was a young man. I wanted to never disrespect nobody in a wheelchair, never hurt nobody, do no wrong to anybody, never make fun of people, do any of this stuff. Because I wanted my child, when I got married one day and had a child, I wanted him to be a mighty man. My son is 14, and he's already can almost knock his head into a door frame walking through because he's like 6'3" at 14. And a beast. The dude can about break me in half, and I'm so thrilled. He's just going to be a man's man one day, and I'm so proud of him. And I'm going to tell you, folks, there's still good things that come out of divorce. Life still goes on. And you can't just give up on your children. You can't give up on hope for a future. You can't give up on yourself just because you and another person didn't work out. And at the same measure, if you really love y'all, you'll want them to do well too. And I do. I want my ex-wife to have a wonderful life. But not everyone out there has your best interest at heart. All right, I'm telling you. Just because that's my situation doesn't mean that if you go through a divorce, that'll be your situation. Dude, your ex-husband or wife may try to literally destroy your life. You've got to weigh the cost. What is it? Scriptures. I'll put the scripture in a link or in the video description below where it talks about Messiah says, a man, does he not, before he builds the thing, sets and measures out the cost to see if it can be done. And I'm just summarizing. We've got to measure the cost on what it's going to cost us, because when it happens, there's no going back. There is no going back with a divorce. All right. Now, next thing I want to say is that when you go through a divorce, you need to take 1 year. For every 10 years of marriage you've been with somebody, you need to take 1 year to yourself and be off by yourself. I've heard elders speak this to me, and I'm going to tell you, this is straight truth, because I was married 13 years, and it's took me about a year and a half to get my personal being back to equilibrium, my energy level in life, everything back to where I feel like I'm Luke again. And I'm telling you, as I'm making this video today, I'm talking within the past month or two, I finally feel like a normal human being again. That's how long it took me, folks. And I like to think that I'm a very intellectual, hard-working, driven human being, and it took me that long. All right, and when you get divorced, don't try to start another relationship. You're not ready for that. I messed up when I went at the end of my divorce, trying to move forward with dating other people, things like that. It's just you're not emotionally available for them. You're not the very best product you could give to somebody else. So with doing so, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be off yourself right now, in hermit mode. I'm not saying just disconnect from society, but I'm saying before you go in relationship mode, you need to really think this through, and just take a little bit of time for yourself to collectively become the very best version of you can give to somebody else. Now, something I want to point out is, suicide. People, when they go through a divorce, suicide is something that it can happen. It does happen. I even contemplated it in my mind. The thought went through my mind. I'm like, did I literally just think that? Did I really just have in my thought process suicidal thoughts? Ladies and gentlemen, the post-traumatic stress that you will feel from a divorce is off the charts. You're going to be on an emotional roller coaster ride for quite some time, and you don't need to get anywhere near situations that you will have to deal with drama, because you're going to handle it all wrong, and then later you're going to be looked back and be like, the emoji where the eyes are looking off side, like, really? You're going to be like that when it's done. Take my word on it. All right? Now, you're more than a statistic, though. When people get a divorce, they say, well, your next marriage, you only got 60% chance. And I'll put a link to Time Magazine said that less divorces are happening nowadays. I'll tell you why less divorces are happening today, because people aren't getting married. It ain't that the statistics are going down. It's just people's like, forget this, I ain't fooling with this mess. And that's not the answer either. All right, but I'm telling you, you're more than a statistic. All right? Now, I want to pause at this point, because I've got some notes here that I just want to I want to take a pause before I get to the end of the video and actually just we do some takeaways from it. To those that are thinking about getting married, I just want to caution you to think about the other end of marriage. Because, for light, there's darkness. For day, there's night. For marriage, the other end of that's divorce. For life, it's death. There's always another end of things if things don't sort, okay? You need to vet everyone you come across. And me, I'm really to that point where I'm like, the woman of y'all that I'm looking for, that I really want in front of me, I'm starting to really question if I have realistic expectations, because my bar is so high, and the more days that go by, the more I take a step back from marriage, the more I'm withdrawn to getting married. All right. It is the second most important decision you'll ever make in your life. First one's accepting Messiah. Now, if you're a person that's watching this video and you're not of faith, that's going to go right out the window with you probably. But, and I don't mean no disrespect to that. Listen, I love you. I hope you get your heart right and see in the kingdom one day. But for those people of faith, accepting Messiah and serving the Most High y'all is the most important decision you'll ever make. The second one is your life partner, because your life is going to be spent with that individual the rest of your days. And they're going to be good or they're going to be bad based upon that literal one decision, most likely right there. That woman is your helpmate, and if she don't help you as a mate, you're going to suffer. And if she is a dirtbag or he's a dirtbag, you're going to suffer. You kind of see where I'm going with this? Most people, when they get married, they get a marriage certificate. They get everything legalized through the government. I'm going to tell you, there's two options that I only see before me now. And I've listened to elders tell me this. I've listened to a lot of people. I've listened to people on the way now that's getting married. Matter of fact, not only people on the way that's getting married, even I know of folks that are taking on second wives. Is that, and that's a topic for another time. I'm not getting into that on this video. I'm just saying that for those that are entering into marriage covenants, I only see two options anymore. If you're going to endorse the state into your life, and you're going to have the ability to have the state give you your insurances and stuff like that and all these things, you need a prenup signed before you get married. Bottom line. It needs to be line item, bullet point, line item. When I give people a service agreement for work, it is line item. So when I go to court, I'm like, all right, if I ever had to go to court, fine. Here's what I done for them. Here's what they were supposed to pay me, blah, 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 blah. That's exactly what that prenup needs to be, because that way you don't get raked over the coals. Or if you're a woman, you don't get thrown under the bus. You know that if things go south, at least you're covered bullet point A, B, C, and you don't have to worry about being mistreated and disrespected. All right? Now, other option is you just don't get one. You sign a covenant between one another. You go before your assembly and fellowship and elders, your family, get that locked down, agreement with one another, you're in covenant, go on about your business. All right? And consummate that. That's only two ways I see it anymore, to really try to be in line with Torah. But at the same time, if you're going to at least have the state involved in your marriage, be separate from it as far as you have a backup plan. All right? Because the government's evil. This world is messed up. Listen, topics, this is, I hate that I even have to touch on this, but like I'm going into this gray area for a minute that these are things Luke's saying today you never hear me talk about on this channel. And actually, guys, I have no interest. I really just don't want to go there. Is the reason that we have feminism today, or MGTOW, Meninism, as a lovely lady I know calls it, and you have people not interested in marriage, and everything in between that whole spectrum, from one end to the other, okay? From one sexist thing to the other to in between there. And I will say this on behalf of MGTOW. MGTOW is not really, I wouldn't say sexist, as it is, they've been raked over the coals, and they're not going to be no more raking over the coals. You're going to either respect him and be good to a man, or he ain't going to have you reign. I mean, that's why those men became that way. I mean, many days I feel like I'm one heartbeat away from MGTOW. And ladies that watch this show, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm just saying that I can really start to understand that feminism. I really can't register any of that. And it's not because I'm a man. I'm telling you, look at where they stand. I'm like, I can't get there from here. But that is why you have all this stuff on this whole spectrum from one side to the other, is because of divorce, because of marriage being crumbled down by the government, by media, by society, by wickedness, by Satan, by the whole 9 yards. And the number one reasons for divorce these days, outside of religious discrepancies, if we just look at people as a whole, narcissism covers the whole spectrum. And, a man, he don't want to be a man. They all use the Matrix reference, red pill man and the blue pill man. Well, most men don't want to be men today. They treat women terrible. I don't understand it. And honestly, it refers back to that MGTOW movement too, is I see men treat women like crap and they're like, oh, let me love you. And a man be good to a woman, they're like, shh, get out of my way. And so, it's just weird, some of the things I see in society. We got a blue pill government. Most men are unloyal. They ain't loyal to the guy, their own friends. They ain't loyal to their woman. They ain't loyal to nobody. And, that's why I, myself, have just removed away from everyone, because after my divorce, I just felt like every move I made mistakes. And I'm just like, if I'm toxic, let me just get away from everybody. And I prayed about this. I said, Father, if the toxic people in my life, please remove them out. Just take them out. And man, they went, popping out, dropping off. I was like, okay, maybe I'm not toxic. All right, maybe I'm broken a little, but I'm not toxic. And the women, they're disrespectful, they're liars, conceited, manipulators, unsubmissive, whorish. And this doesn't describe every man and woman, but this describes multitudes of men and women out there today. And, I'm sorry, most of the women out there today, they don't wear zeets. They don't want to cover their head. They don't want to dress modestly. There's so many issues I find with women today that it just makes me withdrawn. I'm just like, I may end up being by myself one day, because I'm just like, I ain't gonna put up with it. The drinking, the smoking, I'll tell you what, I think above all issues I have with modern day women, I think the unsubmissiveness and that mouth running, I can't take that more than anything else. I think above all them issues, if there's grace for any of that, and like my own personal view of it, those two, I can't put up with that mess. The rest of it we can maybe work through, but those two right there, no. You've got to be careful when you select that partner. Every passing day, I just find more and more backing up. Okay. If you've went through a divorce, I know a lot of people out there, they'll tell you the same things I'm saying right now. Don't let that turn you off, though, from finding someone else, because there is good people out there. I fundamentally believe that. I believe there's Torah observant, beautiful, good, upright women that haven't went around the town, if you know what I mean, that are submissive, respectful, loving, caring, kind, compassionate, child-rearing, that will homeschool them, keep them away from this satanic government system. I believe there's good women out there. I believe it. And ladies, if you're out there, can you hold a hand up? Because I'm telling you, guys, I know they're out there. I know we exist. Torah observant men exist. We're always on the forefront out there like, hey, we're standing for this. But it's hard to find them Torah women out there, but I know they exist, all right? I believe in you, ladies. The last things I want to say, guys, is pray to the Most High for guidance. That's what I'm doing anymore. I've asked him, please just take my free will away. Give me the right helpmate. Remove everything else that's bad out of my life. You've got to stay positive. I go to work anymore. I focus on my work. I hate to say this, and this is the last time I want to mention MGTOW for quite some time, but because I've never really spoke on it on this channel. It ain't something I want. Like I said, it's just one of these taboo things. There's some things on my channel I just don't talk about. But men going your own way, one thing I'll say about it is anymore my focus is me. And it's not that I am conceited or anything like that. It's like I need to be the very best version of me. Because if I'm not that, I can't be anything for anybody else. So go to work, be productive, be polite, stay off to yourself, don't cause no trouble, be as low profile as possible, and get on with your life. And the rest of the things hopefully will fall in place by the grace of God. And in the meantime, work for His kingdom. You need to set goals. After divorce, people get in a rut. I let my business go for 6 months. Now I got contracts by the grace of God, cash money, table, ready, let's do it. But I let 6 months of progress in my life get stagnant because I just sat and moped around and was all sad and broke down. Everything happens for a reason. You got to learn from the past. It's okay to be alone. It is. My greatest fear in life, I'll say this and then we'll end this video. My greatest fear in this life has been that I will be alone in the end. I'll be honest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sitting alone right now as I make this video, and I'm in complete peace. Because we're never without y'all. You know, we separate from y'all is our problem. And I don't mind being alone as long as I don't want to die lost. I don't want to die in an unrighteous state. I am not a perfect man. I don't profess to be a pastor, teacher, preacher, elder. I am a man that is walking out of Babylon, and I am a servant. And that's all I've ever told people that I know of. I've never ever professed to be anything more than that. People held me to such a high standard that whenever my divorce fell through, man, boy, I tell you, it's like they took the sieve and just right under the legs. I graced so many people over the years. My buddy Matt, he says, just grace them. Just grace them. You know, I was same brother I was talking to the other day about narcissism. We said that we were talking about the lake of fire. It's probably going to be split wide open, full of narcissists one day. Because empathic people love, seems like empathic people love the Most High Yah. Narcissistic people are worldly, wicked, evil people to each other and to other humanity. But I'm telling you, you've got to grace people because they may judge you harshly, but don't you do them that way. Because remember, what measure we mete out will be measured against us. You know, what judgment we judge others will be judged. And that's why I try to be incredibly, impeccably kind to other people, because I tell you what, this man sitting right here, I deserve to burn, okay? And if y'all look at me and say, man, that's a righteous man sitting there, all right, well, I'm telling you like Isaiah said, when they got that hot coal put to his mouth, I think it was Isaiah, yep, and seen the vision in the temple. And that messenger told him, like, now you're cleansed, because he said, I'm unclean mouth, I'm unclean people. I'm telling you the same thing. So we need to be as humble as possible in life. And even though you went through a divorce, this is not the end. This is only the beginning. You've got a fresh start on life. You've got a new start. And I know you might be financially down right now. I know you may be spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally broken. But tomorrow's sun will rise. And there is another day to be a better version of you. Find someone out there. Pray about it. Find a helpmate out there that meets you in the middle. And you can grow together and build together and have a life full of love and joy and happiness. Guys, I hope this video is a help to you. Until we see you again here at 7 Times Prepared channel, make sure to subscribe, hit the alert button, and I hope you have a most blessed day in Yahushua's name.